The color, the color has silver.
It's been better with the name of the company. That would have been
okay. That's a good question.
There, so somebody got it right. Looks like they were the first one to say it. I don't see anybody before them.
Yeah, that's true. It's our friend X-Primer. X-Primer.
X-Primer.
So X-Primer won.
Yeah.
You has won.
You has won.
So you gotta send Pico the details. Just as a subject, use headbanger set and shirt. Send me your or Pico. I'm Pico. The address and your phone number.
Right as the header, suck this Fabian.
Yeah.
For your question.
We can do another question, but not right now. We'll probably do another question in, let's say, 4 or 5 hours.
Okay. I'll do the minutes, but let's go with hours. Keep these guys.
Dog hours, though. Again.
Yeah, of course, this game is just looking better and better. That's what we do. Yeah.
That's nice.
Will the online announcer lady from the first game make a comeback in this one? Well, who knows?
I think Cooter McGavin has asked a good question. If this game does as well as the first one, will you try porting it to the 3DS? I don't know. He came up with that question.
That's a good question. I don't know. Do you think we will?
I don't know.
I don't know anything about anything.
You don't know anything.
Do you think the?
I don't know anything. I don't know what it is. I don't even know what that is.
X-Primer, you can send her a private message on this chat. So just send Pico a message.
I sent him a message. I sent him a message right now.
Cool.
So
Boom,
you send me your address and stuff. At least we can have it somehow.
What's all this Conduit 3D talk about?
I don't know what that stuff is.
It's like magic.
Yeah.
It's like magnets, really. What are they?
And
I totally agree.
I figure you guys push the limit of like this. And the thing about the Wii, you can't compare it to 360 and PS3.
Oh, it's a different machine. But you know, gamers want the games to look good and play well, and
so
and you know, it's I think our first game looked good and.
Quasi played well?
Quasi played well.
Okay.
I think there were parts of it that played very well, but I think there were parts of it that didn't play so well. And we fixed the parts that didn't play so well.
People love the immersion part, though.
Yeah.
The
shooting bits?
All the shooty bits.
Yeah, the shooty bits. Will we have more control over private matches this time around?
Yeah, we've got a lot of options there, and those all directly came from fan feedback and people. You know, things that folks wanted. We've got tons of modes and tons of variables that you can sort out.
We get this question sometimes because they apparently think that we work for the video game industry, but
you guys they're marketing chips.
What degree do you need to work in the gaming industry? What's the best chance of getting in the game industry? I mean, what's the best way of getting into it? If you want to, but there's different levels. So on your side, what would you say?
Well, I mean, it really depends on what you want to go into in games. I mean, the concept that you're going to go in and be a Miyamoto isn't that position is filled.
Well, didn't he start as a janitor first?
He started as the janitor at High Voltage.
Yeah. Okay.
Moved over.
Wow.
That was cool. Yeah. No, it's it really depends on what you want to do. If you want to be an artist, obviously a degree in art is important. If you want to go into engineering, a degree in computer science is important. But really, I know our minimum bar on some of those positions are quite high. I mean, for a lot of times on the engineering side, we don't even look at a possible engineer without a master's degree.
Wow.
So
you guys never would have hired Edmund, Super Meat Boy.
No, but he's a hustler.
He's a hustler.
But we might have hired him off his work. Whereas, exactly. In art, for example, it's. I wouldn't say it's easier, but it's because it's a different kind of discipline. It's a different path. If you have a really, really amazing portfolio, a really amazing reel, a demo reel, that could be all it takes. I mean, really, we typically look at the work before we look at the resume. We'll look at the piece, and if the artwork is astounding, then you want to learn more about this person.
Individual.
Yeah, I mean, I think with an artist, like, you going back to those questions you were asking about comments people make and do those hurt our feelings, it's like, that's the life of an artist. I mean, you spend your whole life showing things, starting with, like, your mom and your family when you're a little kid, and having your mom go, "That hand sucks" or whatever, and you feel a little bit crushed by it, right? And then you grow, and it never stops.
Well, and that's all. I mean, I think there's sort of like a art school kind of like high five, we're all winner kind of thing that isn't.
It's not reality.
Not reality of like the fine artiste as opposed to what we do, which is commercial art. We are entertainers. We're here to provide entertainment for people, and we want to do good things. I think the cops are here.
Yes, there is classic support for the game.
And classic controller.
And classic controller.
Classic controller.
And Wii Motion Plus. They're setting the bar. They're making it available.
Can you talk about this? What's the maximum level your character can reach online? What's the maximum online level? If you don't.
Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head.
Nobody has a number.
Real quick.
100,000. 100,000.
100 million billion.
100 trillion. 100 trillion.
I have this somewhere.
What is that? A fact sheet?
Fact sheet.
No.
Fact sheet.
Cheating. I don't memorize everything.
Papers. Who has papers? Don't you? You have all these gadgets.
Don't you have your
iPhones, 3D something or others, and now you have paper. Real paper.
Look it up online.
I know exactly.
Wait a minute. Is it already public?
Yeah,
it's already out there.
We just posted this stuff yesterday with.
Okay, so look it up. There's your answer. Look it up. Stop asking him.
Conduit net. Look it up.
So they're asking about another game, The Grinder.
Yeah.
Anything about that?
It's awesome, and you get to kill monsters and be a monster killer.
Is it coming out this year?
We had a special
Hope so.
from the UPS guy.
Oh, UPS guy. He didn't come in today?
He's asking on the show,
Yeah.
and he's like, oh, and then I realized my zipper was undone.
We'll
We
look
had the
back
UPS
now.
guy on the show
We'll look
yesterday.
back now because nobody noticed yet. We had Roller City Jam Girls here.
On Monday, we had a roller derby inside the living room. We played the roller derby game that came out. What we were?
That's like a way cooler thing than our thing.
Ah, come on.
They came here and they got rowdy.
They threw me on the ground. I got hit checked by a roller derby
I got
girl.
slapped in the stomach while I was drinking soda. It was great.
They beat us up.
good.
This is a break for us.
Yeah, I'm so happy right
It's just
now.
Conduit too early. Oh,
Yeah.
we can finally rest and relax. It's not roller. Yeah, yesterday we had a rap battle.
Yeah.
We were loud and obnoxious. We were playing Def Jam Rap Star. We were drinking 4 lolcats.
That's cool.
That's what we call it out. 4 lolcats. We're not sponsored by them yet, and it's illegal.
Will you guys be at PAX East in March?
I don't know. There might be some of us out there. I don't know that I'm going to that or not. I would I'll definitely be going to PAX Prime.
Okay.
I don't know. And we love PAX. That's probably our favorite show. Just not to slight the other shows, but just because it's really about the gamers and just about playing games and that kind of direct feedback you just don't get at the other shows, which are more about press.
They keep asking, why are you putting the release back? Now you're putting it back to where the 3DS is coming out. It has nothing to do with you guys. There you go.
This also goes with the Sega guys.
Can you answer that one?
Yeah, of course.
They also asked
The
us.
Sega guys, will this game be advertised?
No, we never do
Oh, you never
advertisement.
do it?
Okay, no
we don't do it.
commercials, right? No commercials. Yeah, none of that.
They
We
don't
also
like
don't
promoting
show it in any shows or live streams. We just don't want anyone
Yeah,
to
we
see
don't
that game.
anybody
We
to know
make it
that.
a big secret.
Yeah. The
Then-
2,000 people in here have no
Yeah.
idea. Yeah.
There's the 3DS thing. There's always some release somewhere, and there's a big movie coming out or something. But I think we figure out a release date that'll work out well for Conduit too. Yeah, maybe Eric.
It's this
disagrees.
guy's fault. You should email him. Here, I'll
Yeah.
give you his email.
Yeah,
Pico Mouse.
No.
there's a question about the commercial success of Conduit 1, and sometimes there are people saying, yeah, Conduit 1 failed or whatever. But apparently, if you lose a lot of money, you don't do a sequel. So
No, it's
there's
it's
Conduit 2, so I guess the first one didn't do.
It did
too
all
bad.
right. We did
Yeah.
enough to do another one.
Yeah.
And there's like sort of a misnomer about games in general, where I think there's like this magic $1 million or million unit number that people throw out there of like, hey, if it didn't do 1 million units, it was a bomb. Like anything in life, if these sunglasses, if these sunglasses take X amount of dollars to manufacture, and you can sell the X amount of them for X amount of dollars, you made money. And as opposed to, you don't need to something doesn't inherently have to sell millions and millions of units to make money and to do more of them.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, you guys are like an indie rock band signed to a major label that used to be a big deal back in like the 80s or something. but they're still coming up and they're doing all right. But you guys are doing all right. You're pushing that. But no, I'm saying you are an independent studio. I mean, you have you said about like 130 or so people, but you are an independent studio. You said the first one. Yeah.
Well, in the independent studio, you've probably not seen the contract they've signed when we did this whole Conduit thing.
Have you ever heard
they're independent,
but it's like indentured servitude.
Yeah.
No,
yeah. I've got Eric's liver.
Yeah,
I actually got it in the shop.
It's wonderful. It's
but he's still independent.
Independent.
He can live with one liver.
One liver.
Yeah. It's still one.
Pick up another one.
I did that. Tasted horrible.
It's wonderful having our independence. It's wonderful being being able to go out there and make the games we want to make. At the same time, we're going to still continue to do licensed games and things like that. So hopefully the fans of Conduit realize that we do a lot of different types of games, and we're not it doesn't things aren't all. It's not all black or white. We do a variety of things because we have different people that like working on all different kinds of games, and that's what we do. And we need to pay the bills.
Yeah, of course. That's what we do too. We need to pay the bills somehow, somewhere. We're trying to figure that one out, though. We're still working on that.
It's working out.
Yeah.
You mostly have heat. And
we have heat. We have a studio, and we also have a kitchen as well. So, one thing we haven't touched upon. The storyline in this game, I mean, it's a very conspiracy aspect of it in the first one. Has that been, drawn out a little bit more? Is it in more depth into this game, the conspiracy aspects of the game?
Absolutely.
Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, for sure. And, we definitely dove a lot more into, with the first game, we had a lot of conspiracy elements in that, but they were pretty hidden. And we still have that and elaborated on that more, but we wanted to bring more of the story to the forefront. First game we didn't even have cinematics or proper, anything, and we didn't want to break away from the action very much, but there is sort of a level of polish and production that we wanted with the game that we never really could get with the first game, and one of those areas was in our storytelling. Most of the story was told through mission briefings and simple text, and that works for some games, but it's just not really what we wanted to do. So we brought a lot more of those stories to the forefront and made them part of it. Then we also we uncovered a lot more of the science fiction of it too, and just brought these big over-the-top wow moments that you can choose to interact with in the gameplay or just go past. You don't need to sit there, which I think is kind of the best of both worlds. If you want to. It makes the world feel more alive. It makes it feel like there's more stuff going on. That you're not just a one-man army, and that's it. There's other stuff going on, and they have their own motivations.
I mean, when you first pop into the game, Leviathan is there. It is intense. It throws you into the intensity of the game. Absolutely. It's like, okay, there's no warm-up, like intensity, and then you go on from there.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you covered this.
Yeah.
Let me make sure. Where is it? Can you make friends with someone while playing, or does it have to be in some chat room or something? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
I've seen a couple people asking that question.
Yeah, it has to do with the friend codes and stuff. Actually, if you want to ping us back on that, we can. Actually, if you just email our info at high-voltage.com, we'll sort that out for you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Or Google it yourself.
Or Google it. The specifics of that stuff
is kind of
like well, that's all stuff that I don't want to say, hey, it's this way, and that's really what.
And then all of a sudden,
it's not exactly that way, because that's the kind of stuff that I think it can easily be spelled out in a fact sheet for folks, or can be posted in one of either the Sega forums or we can answer off our website.
Are there more exploration mechanics in the campaign?
Yes, yeah. So we do have quite a bit of exploration. You can collectible items, a lot of conspiracy objects and things that you can learn more about the world. There's sort of these black boxes that you can find, these data logs that you learn quite a lot about what's going on. And then all of us have meaningful gameplay. You collect credits by collecting those items. They're not just story elements. They also have meaningful value in the shops in the game. Oh, cool! People are starting clans right here,
right now.
I want to be on your clan. What's your clan called?
Let's just
Cool
see.
Kitten Clan.
That's a really terrible name.
I'm trying to find more questions.
I think this is the right address. According to my scans, we are in D.C.
Yeah, we're
in one of Adam's Cold War.
Being slammed by a lot of things right now. I want to make sure that the questions I get to. They keep asking about, will Michael Ford vaporize John Adams with the big gun? I don't know. You don't know. I guess you have to buy the game to find out.
You know, the one thing we'll say in this game is we're introducing some new characters that I think folks will like. There's, you know, Conduit 1, there wasn't much of that resolve in that story arc, and this game isn't going to be like, this isn't going to be Empire Strikes Back where you're like left with a lot of things dangling. There's going to be some future thinking in there, but we're going to resolve a lot of elements of the game that I think we left hanging.
I left John Adams is not the father of Porsche.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Maybe he is. He's like, actually there's a line that Ford says, something like that, like, or no, that Prometheus says, it's kind of this creepy thing.
I'm gonna Bingham. Boom!
Don't do it!
It happened.
We have to pay our bills somehow.
We have to do it somehow.
You know,
it may have not even
totally
worked.
understand that.
Yeah!
But you guys get to talk about
what was that
commercials.
fighting? We'll talk about
right?
No, that everybody gets to see the
It all depends. It's not region free. It's not region free. It depends on which region.
Can you talk about what was that one fighting game?
Oh man, these guys are, that's a potty mouth, that guy.
That was really fast. That didn't even feel like all of 30 seconds. That was not even, that was wild.
That was not 30 seconds.
No, that was not 30 seconds. But some people are still getting binged in other places of the world.
Some people feel left out.
Oh, some people feel left out. I'm sorry. Do they massage?
Tournament of Legends. That's the game.
Tournament of Legends.
Oh,
what happened with that, man? I looked forward to it at GDC, and all of a sudden it kind of just.
No, that went. That took a left. That took a pretty big left turn.
People were talking about it. People were excited, and all of a sudden.
We were excited about it. We really wanted to do this thing, and some folks definitely got some cold feet on it. We loved the over-the-top violence, the dismemberment, the really crazy 300 style look to it.
Yeah.
Thought we were doing something really, and then there were just some folks that got really scared of what we were doing. They wanted to tee it up, and